Hi, so welcome back to our new video series about the different visa C purposes. Now, for this one, we are going to go over the tourist visa with a sponsor. So, what would be the documentary requirements that you will have to submit? Our traveler profile is a third country national, so he's a Filipino. So with Peter X, with travel history to Japan and Singapore, he is currently unemployed and he will be applying for 15 days. So he will be applying uh, with the German embassy. Why? Because he will be staying for 7 days in Germany, 3 days in France, and 5 days in Switzerland. So he will be sponsored by a family member who is not in the Schengen area. So you can obtain the checklist for the tourist visa from VFS. So here is a sample for the checklist that we have obtained. And take note, for tourism purposes, you must be vaccinated. And here are our visa requirements. First off, you would need an original passport plus a photocopy. Your passport should be valid for at least 3 months from the end of your approved duration of stay. You must have at least 2 blank pages, and make sure that you photocopy all of the visas and stamps in the last 5 years. You would also need 2 passport-sized photos. It must be identical, clear, and colored with a white background and must be taken within the last 6 months. Next off, you need 1 visa application form. It must be completely and properly filled out and signed by you, the applicant. You can scan the QR code, so it will lead you to this particular page here. You must also include details regarding your travel destination. So this would be your travel itinerary, your planned trip, what are the activities that you will be doing in your travel route. So Peter X will be arriving in Berlin. He'll be going to Munich, then to Zurich, Lucerne, and then to Paris. This would be his sample travel itinerary here. And this includes the date, the city, the activities that he'll be doing, and the hotels that he'll be staying at. So our travel Peter X would also need to supply the details regarding the means of travel. So he does not need to supply a flight ticket, but he needs to supply the flights that he would want to take. So here we have flight 1. This would be from Manila to Berlin, and flight number 2, which should be from Paris to Manila. He would also need a hotel voucher or confirmation of the hotel if he has already paid it. So this is a sample from booking.com. Take note that it has the booking confirmation number and the code here. For the proof that he can support his travel, he must be able to supply a statement of account or accounts of the previous 6 months with bank confirmation. It can be any of the following. So his bank statements, bank book, credit card statements, and he may also include his income tax return. Aside from that, he also needs to supply a copy, the original copy, and a photocopy of the international travel insurance with at least 30,000 euro. So it must specifically say that it covers COVID-19 and it covers the following: personal accident, urgent medical treatment, urgent admission in a hospital, urgent repatriation on medical grounds, and it covers all the Schengen member states, even if he will not be traveling to the other member states. So here's the proposed list of Schengen insurance companies found in the Philippines. If you are watching from somewhere else, then please do check VFS or the third-party visa service provider that the German embassy has been using. So as proof of rootedness, you must be able to submit a copy of the certificate of employment, which indicates your position, the date of hiring, the salary, and the details of the company, as well as the approved leave of absence. Make sure that the dates for your absence will be clearly mentioned and included here. Now, take note, with our traveler profile, Peter X, he is unemployed, so he will not be able to supply these proof. As an alternative, so he can supply a copy of his properties, real estate properties, under his name. Take note, it must be under his name. Otherwise, it will not really affect the application. So it can be land titles, your rental contract, your car. And of course, if you have family members under your care, if you have children or aging parents, then they might be able to help with your rootedness. Since our traveler will be sponsored by a family member who is not in the Schengen member state or in any of the Schengen member state, then his sponsor must be able to supply proof of financial resources. So he must include a scanned copy of his ID or passport, proof of financial funds, so bank statements, work contract, pay slips for the last 3 or 6 months, as well as proof of home or flat ownership or even rental contract that shows his or her address, a travel itinerary, which if he or she is visiting with the applicant, then they should have the same travel itinerary. Since you will be sponsored, the sponsor must be able to provide a notarized affidavit of support and guarantee as well. So he can have this notarized in your place, in his place of residence. If your sponsor cannot provide an affidavit of support and guarantee, he or she may also write a sponsorship letter. However, I think it would be better if he or she will be able to supply the AOS, or the Affidavit of Support. Although not included in the list, another document that you must be able to supply as a traveler, as a tourist to Germany, to the Schengen area, you must be able to show proof of vaccination. So either the WHO ICV, the vaccine certificate from your local government, or a digital copy of the vaccination certificate. Here are other documentary requirements if you are unemployed but does not fit Peter's profile. So if you are a student, you can include a certificate of enrollment, certificate of registration, your school ID, registered courses and your schedule, and a no objection certificate from the school head. If you are a recent university graduate and you are celebrating your graduation, congratulations, then supply the following: a copy of your diploma, cover letter explaining why you'd like to travel, and since you will be sponsored, a copy of a letter coming from your parents. One travel tip that I can give you if you are unemployed is to make sure that you have all the documents that would support your case. Why are you traveling as a tourist when you are unemployed? The focus would be on the means of subsistence or the financial part, which will be from your sponsor, and the proof that you will return. That's it for this particular video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe and watch out for the next videos. Bye!